I absolutely hate when I see guys flexing like this. Like, what is this? Like what is this? Like, do you really think this is the pose that's going to win the show? I'll get him on this one, guys. I'll get him on this one. Smaller, crunch up, smaller, smaller, look bigger, smaller. Good morning, everybody. It is day 54 of the suffering. We are getting closer and closer to the end. It is Friday, so I am happy about that. It's 5 o'clock in the morning like usual, bright and early. We're gonna wake up and get this 5 minutes of cardio in. Let's get at our shoulders. Feeling tired this morning, so I'm just gonna do some straight sets on these. Nothing crazy, nothing really extreme. I'll tell you what, man, there's just such a big difference training in the morning versus training in the evenings, fresh out of bed versus having caffeine and food in you. It's a totally different animal. Really makes things a lot more difficult. Alright, let's see if we can't make something happen here. Tired or not, gotta make it happen, gotta get it in. I'm gonna hit this with a drop set. Ooh, this morning a cup of coffee would have been nice if I had about an extra hour. Wake up and have a cup of coffee, eat breakfast, and then wait an hour and come out here and work out. Ooh, that'd been nice, but don't have that kind of time, so. That workout was about a 5 out of 10. It was not very good. I'm actually a lot more tired this morning than what I thought. I woke up just fine to the alarm clock, wide awake, like, oh cool, I got energy. At least I feel like I had energy. It's like, this is gonna be a good morning. I'm gonna have a hard workout. And I got up there in the gym and started moving, and everything felt 10 times heavier than what it should have from yesterday till today. Just tired, and it's expected. Coming towards the end of the week on Friday, waking up at 5 o'clock every morning, working out, doing cardio, walking during the day. 2 days are tough. They're definitely tough, and I don't think they would be as tough if I was able to have more calories. So the amount of calories that I'm getting right now, I think is ideal for what I'm trying to do and lose weight. But it is definitely not ideal for the amount of work that I've been doing in the gym. I definitely feel like I need more calories, especially carbs, because I can feel my energy levels depleting. Then again, it could just be because I'm fresh out of bed. But normally earlier in the week, I feel a lot better than this. I'm only this tired normally in the mornings. Come the afternoon, I feel pretty great. I'm just worn out. Still got it in though, still worked out. Just wasn't in the mindset of like, let's get this and let's, go to town and make this as difficult as we can. It just wasn't really happening that way this morning. It definitely was a fight. Every single rep, regardless of what weight I had, was a fight, but I got it in. I wish I worked out harder. Kind of regret not pushing myself more and pushing myself harder, but man, when your body feels like it's full of lead and your brain is on a fog, like it's in a fog, it's kind of hard to get that hard tunnel vision of training. But it's going to be like that sometimes. You can't have 100% days every single day. Some days you're going to have your highs and your lows, and just energy levels are definitely at a low right now. Definitely a low. I know I'd probably benefit greatly from increasing my carbohydrates for a day or two, or putting in some sodium and some salt with some carbohydrates, but we got less than 4 weeks to go, as it is Friday. So, and Thursday the 25th is the last day. So we got 3 weeks and 6 days to go. We'll make it happen. Like I said before, I don't think I'm going to get my goal. I don't think I'm going to hit my goal, but that's okay. We'll get closer to it than what we were. It is 12 o'clock. I'm blessed once again with some chicken and rice. I'm very blessed to be able to have the privilege to be able to walk into a grocery store and have the money to purchase food, and not only purchase what I need, but purchase what I want in order to be able to sustain the lifestyle that I'm living with this attempt of bodybuilding. No matter how pitiful the attempt is, it's still an attempt. I much prefer red meat over chicken. Don't get me wrong, but I am grateful that I have the ability to be able to go into a grocery store and be able to buy whatever I want, and be able to try new things and experiment. Not that this is a new thing. Chicken and rice has been since the beginning of time, and bodybuilders have been doing it forever. And I used to do this also back in the day, but man, I remember whenever I was younger, oh my God, I would I would overcook my chicken so bad. I would buy chicken tenders because I didn't know the difference. I didn't know anything about cooking. I was 18, 19 years old, and I was just like, I'm gonna bodybuild and I gotta eat some chicken and rice. So I buy chicken tenders and I would put them in the oven at like 370, 375 for like 45 minutes to an hour, and just cook. just just overcook them till they were rubber, man. I mean, I might as well have been eating this plastic or the shoe off of the rubber off my boot. And I would do 12 ounces measured cooked, not raw, because I was like, oh, I didn't know the measurements were always done raw because you lose volume by water from a dehydrating while cooking. So you can imagine how much volume I had of chicken that was cooked down. And I would do 12 ounces a meal every 2 hours, right? Every 2 hours. And I would just sit there and just like, ugh. And my jaw would get so tired I had to take a break from chewing. It was so horrible, man. It was such a horrible experience. But I did it. And here's the thing. I heard protein made you bigger and it made you leaner, made you more ripped. So what I did was I ate 12 ounces of overcooked chicken, which is probably over a pound worth of chicken, to be honest, every 2 hours. Every 2 hours. So I had to be to work at 7. So I'd eat at 5, 7, 9, 11, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. 9 times a day. So I was eating probably 9 pounds of chicken a day. Now, granted, the meal before and after my workout was a protein shake, so you could take 2 of those chicken meals away, and we'll just say those are pre and post protein shakes. And then my breakfast was actually eggs. I would do a dozen eggs for breakfast, and that was it. So even still, right? Let's get rid of this one. Let's raise that one. 6 pounds of chicken a day with
50 grams of protein before and after my workout. Now, if you do the math of like 1 pound is 100 grams of protein, that's 600 grams of protein plus 100 grams for my protein powder, which is another, that puts you up to 700. And then there's 6 eggs, there's 6 grams of protein in an egg, and 10 would be 60, so 72 more. So 772 grams of protein a day with only the fat that I get from the egg yolks. No carbs. That was brutal. Man, I think I'm pretty ballsy for eating boiled chicken and brown rice with no seasoning, but I don't think I could go back and do that again. Maybe I could. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and eat, guys. I'll see you all at 4 o'clock in the gym.
4 o'clock, we're back in the gym once again. All black bulletproof bins. How would I get them? It just depends. For those of you who know that, I'll be pretty impressed. Okay, so it's arm night. Did shoulders this morning, so we're training arms. We do 4 warm-ups. We do 3 exercises. Biceps, triceps, 3 exercises for the biceps. 3 exercises on triceps, 3 exercises on biceps. We do 4 warm-ups of each movement, and then we do 1 top set. And that top set could be anything. We do sets of between 20 reps down to 8 reps for the warm-ups. So the first 4 sets could be really, really light for 20 reps just to get the joint warmed up all the way down to a set of 8. And then we decide what we want to do to the muscle after we already get though, for those of you who don't know. Okay, so tonight we're doing V-bar, and I'm not sure exactly what I want to do after this, or what I want to pair this with. So I'm just going to kind of think about it while I go, because I don't count my reps on this set either. I just go at it. I just try to get as many as I possibly can with decent form, lousy form, okay-ish form, some cheat reps, a little bit of body English, because I don't care about the form. Neither do the judges if you're going to compete in bodybuilding, or the people at the beach. I'll come this way. There you go. Now see the stack. I'm going to get underneath it. I'm going to do a rest pause on this one for 10 breaths. Okay. I'm going to come out a little bit because it feels different when you're out here. And I don't care how many reps I get. I'm going to come in a little bit because, again, it feels different. I'll put this in a superset. I actually did that last week and I really liked it, man. So I'm gonna do it again. Well, I did this earlier in the week. I'm gonna superset with some partial reps on the skull crushers, keeping it really light. Triceps are already warmed up, so I don't need to go heavy because they're already fried. I just want a good stretch, and this movement is a really good stretch. I'm just looking to finish it off. Whew. That was good. I like that. I like that. Not pumped up yet, but it's going to be there in the next one. Okay, set 5. This is set 5. We're going to go with 80 on this. Triceps are finally starting to get a little pump on them. Feeling better. And it's feeling good. Feeling real good tonight. And it's a total night and day, literally night and day difference from working out in the morning versus working in the evenings. A lot more energy in the evenings because I got more meals in me, got more fluid, got caffeine in me. So it's just a total different animal working out in the afternoon. So the morning workouts aren't really that great, but like they get the job done and they allow me to train super hard in the evenings without having to worry about doing so much. Here's a little tip on this, guys. If you do this like this and it hurts your elbows, try bringing your elbows out like this to your sides. And that might be the difference of getting a little bit of elbow tightness or not. Because if I do this in here, I have a pain. But if I bring my elbows out, it feels better. and I'm trying to annihilate the muscle. I'm trying to take it as far as I possibly can. Those first 4 warm-ups are not supposed to be hard at all. They're supposed to be very easy and very doable to warm the joint up, the tendon, the ligament, and the muscle to get it ready for this right here. If you are fighting and struggling and working as hard as you can on those first 4 sets, you're going too hard for what's to come in the last of this. No. I'm gonna drop this down because we already got our heavy work earlier. So we're gonna go ahead and get a little bit of light on this. The V-bar press downs, we went real heavy, so we kind of fried the muscle with that. Now we're just gonna try to get as much blood in there as we possibly can for as long as we can. That's all I care about. I'm even gonna grab the rope at a different position here because it feels different. I just wanna get as much blood into the triceps as long as I possibly can. That's all I want to do. I just want to try to get the maximum amount of blood in there for the longest amount of time. Let's really force the blood and stretch that tissue out. See this quarter rep? It's in the stretched position. So I'm not only stretching the muscle, but I'm stretching it under load, forcing blood in there at the same time. And isn't that what it's all about? Stretching the muscle and putting blood in it to get it to expand and grow. Train hard, really, really hard. You're way more capable of training a lot harder than what you think you actually are. I'm gonna try to take this one a little slow. It's 100 pounds on this, but my triceps are pretty fried. And I like to push past the burn. I don't like to stop at the burn. I like to go until I just can't go no more, man. I want to destroy the muscle. Call it overtraining. I don't care. It gets me results. I've seen a significant difference in my frame training like this than doing it any other way. So I just think that I'm capable of training a lot harder than I was. I don't think I was honestly training as hard as I could as my potential. Like I can train 6 days a week. I can train twice a day. I can do 15 sets per body part twice a week. I can do negatives and partials and rest pause and drop sets and supersets and all that stuff. And I can get a phenomenal pump and force the blood to engorge the muscle to grow. Or I can do the bare minimum and try to be like, oh, well, you know, I don't want to overtrain and I don't want to overstimulate the muscle. And you know, I'm using a load and I'm progressively overloading every single week. And I'm added 1 to 2 more reps every single set, every single week. And that's going to be it. That's going to be enough. Nah, I don't count reps no more because I don't care how many I get. I care how hard it is. I care how difficult it is. I want to make this as hard as I possibly can. Like, if I'm capable of doing 14, but in my head I have the rep 15, I may stop too early, and I don't want to do that. Everybody has their own style and their own ways and their own principles. It just matters what works for you. It doesn't matter what worked for the guy next to you. What matters is what worked for you. I really like these little press down things right here. I'm gonna change it up and try to grab a little bit wider. Oh, I like that a lot, man. I don't know why I've never done these before. Let's see if we get some veins. Let's see if we let that blood come back real quick in there. You see the veins? Is it picking it up? Not too bad. Pretty good pump. Yeah, we're gonna push ourselves as hard as we can. Spider curls with dumbbells is one of my favorite bicep workouts. The only thing I don't like about it is trying to get into position. That's the worst part there, but I absolutely love these. I don't feel it like I do in my bicep on any other movement like I do on these. These just hit my bicep so incredibly hard, it's unreal. I absolutely love these for my biceps. This is like the only thing I actually feel 100% in the bicep. Everything else, I'll feel the bicep after the movement and I'll get a good pump in it and I'll feel the strain of the bicep afterwards, but I never feel it during the actual movement. But these, on the other hand, I feel these 100% in the bicep the whole entire time. Which is fantastic. Yep, no counting reps, just hard work, as many as we can get. See, that one gives out way before this one does. So we're going to match it. That's my weak side. So we're just going to match the dango. My right arm is actually a quarter of an inch smaller than my left because I tore it, and I avoided using it as much as possible for a long time. Plus, I'm left-handed. Get these partials in, man. This deep stretch at the bottom, or this little partial range of motion. This will finish off your muscle. It's just getting blood in there, man. As much as you can possibly get. Whew. Am I going to do anything after this? Yes, I am. I'm going to come down to these little 12-pounders here, and I'm going to do some rotating. Get a good rotation on it, just to try to get a little bit more reps in there, a little bit more blood. That's all I'm looking for, is just to try to get as much blood as I could possibly get into that bicep, because my arms don't want to grow. They refuse to grow. They hate growing. It's the one thing they don't want to do, like Peter Pan. I want to stay a boy forever. I never want to grow up. I want to live in Neverland. Well, we're going to make a men out of these little boys by just beating the snot out of them. You want something you've never had before, you got to be willing to do something you've never done before. See, I'm not locked into any sets or rep program. I have an idea of what I want, and that is my muscle to start burning like fire, and then to go numb, and then being gorged with blood is what I'm after. I just did 3 sets with this, doing 12, 10, and 8. And now I'm going to do my 4th set as my top set, but I'm going to rest pause this. And this I'm going to be doing with a partial range of motion. This isn't going to be a super crazy set. This is just going to be a low stretch partial range of motion. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy on this one because my biceps are so fried after those spider curls. I can't really get and plus preacher curls are kind of a dangerous move to try to be going super heavy and doing something wild on. This is just one of those movements that are it's just better to keep it safer, keep the weight lighter, a little bit more control, and a gradual pull and squeeze, not a whipping or jerking, because you'll pop your bicep or tendon. And that's it for that. Now I'm going to take this and do some hammer curls. Straight into a superset. Straight into a superset. Just a couple reps, not many. Just a few, just a few. Man, that's that. My brachialis is on fire. Whew, feels like it's on the verge of cramping, so we're gonna call it on that. I know when to back off the throttle some so you don't get hurt. You don't want to get hurt doing something crazy and then you can't train at all. So there's some movements you could go wild and whip and jerk and swing and grunt and yell and thrash around. There's other movements you really don't want to do that on. Preacher curl is one of them. Incline seated dumbbell curls is another one. Squats, bench, deadlift, those are movements like that. So the movements that I picked and I'm all radical on are movements that I feel are a little bit safer to be like that on using Body English and being able to use these crazy drop sets and form and whatever else with very minor repercussions of injury. I would never do a compound move or a heavy lift that would actually compromise my safety or the risk to get hurt. So take that for what it's worth. I don't know if you guys have heard the term junk volume. I have. I've heard it a lot. People saying doing too much reps and too many sets, it's junk volume. What I think junk volume is, to me, this is just my personal thing, is whenever you cannot maintain a pump no more. Once you lose the ability to maintain your pump, if you keep going and you're no longer keeping blood flooded in that muscle, and then you're running it glucose or glycogen or whatever in the muscle, and you can no longer flood it and keep that muscle swollen, then you're just tearing it down further beyond what is necessary. That's junk volume. But I think it's very difficult to get to that point if you're eating enough. If you are eating enough food and getting enough carbs, it's very difficult to get to that. At least doing around 16 to 20 sets, you're good. If you go above that, as long as you have like an intra workout or something like that, that you're refeeding yourself, you should be fine. Now, this is just my personal opinion, but take that for what it's worth. I'm just doing a straight set of these. I'm not doing nothing crazy just because my biceps are already pretty much fried and numb and I don't even feel this anymore. I'm still keeping the pump, which is great, but I just don't feel the movement, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it on my biceps at that. Yeah, I could go a little bit longer and a little harder, but I think that's gonna get the trick done tonight. It is time for some Friday night posing. Let's start with the quads like usual. Let's see what we got here. Still looking about the same. The lighting makes such a big difference on how that looks. I don't know if you can see the feathering right there or not, but it's there. Okay. Now, like always for the joke, let's do some thighs and abs. I know, what abs? I'm wondering that too. Let's go to this most muscular. Okay. Lat spread. Front double bicep. Oh, it just looks so bad. Oh, it'd just be so much better if my arms were bigger. My lats aren't pumped up, so they look pitiful. I can't get them out like I can, obviously, with a pump. At that crab. Traps are always nice, like always. Did I miss any? The thighs and abs. No, I think I got them all. Okay. That's what those lats look like. Now this one right here, I can never tell where to put my elbows. So I'm just gonna call it at that. Let's hit that side chest, so that sweep on that leg. And the upper body washes out. And the upper body washes out. Same thing for this side. Lower body washes out. Upper body looks better. All because of shadowing. Stomach's looking flatter, so that's good. You know what I hate about the most muscular? When I see guys doing it, not most muscular, the side chest. I absolutely hate when I see guys flexing like this. Like, what is this? Like, their coaches give them the worst advice. And they're like, you have a small chest or small arm, so you gotta look big. And how you're gonna look big is you're gonna crunch up like a ball. You see the big guys, and their leg kicked back, postured up, maybe shoulder leaned into it, right? And that's the pose right there. Bam, right? Maybe a tuck, and then a pull, right? Then you see the little amateur guys, and they're like this. Like, did you not look at yourself? I mean, look how ridiculous you look. You look like some type of like flamingo or something. That's like what is this? Like, do you really think this is the pose that's going to win the show? I'll get them on this one, guys. I'll get them on this one. Smaller, crunch up, smaller, look bigger, smaller. Like, I hate it when I see guys posing like that. Just like, what is that? Okay, now we're going to do some little random posing. Let's see if this looks any better from last week. Hit that Dorian Yates pose. Try to get that lat out there. Oh, that's what makes this one. Oh, probably not. Probably didn't look right. I need to work on this one too. Whew, man. Look a lot better with abs. What's some other poses? Oh, we did this one too. We'll do this one again. You come up with the biceps. See, this looks good here, but then the lat doesn't show, right? But then if I do the bicep curl, right, and I rotate out, I could get the lat out some. I don't know if I have the camera set up right for that, but then I don't get the arm looking as good because I gotta get the lat out. Oh man. Oh, there's definitely an art form to posing. And different lighting makes you look completely different. It'll be cool the day those abs finally are boop, 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 if that day ever comes. Okay, I gotta do my abs. I gotta do my cardio. I gotta go make my food. And that's gonna, well, not this food thing, but I gotta do my abs and cardio, and that's gonna be it for the gym time. Oh, hope you guys enjoyed the flexing. Because I enjoyed flexing. It's my favorite part of the week. Man, this is a very tough workout. It is not for the faint of heart. Like I gotta tell you, you have to dig down deep to be able to train like this. And I'm not saying that it's not doable, because it is doable. If it wasn't doable, I wouldn't be able to do this, right? But I am capable of doing it, so I'm doing it. It's just very, very tough. I'm doing 8 ounces of chicken per meal, but it's measured cooked, so it's actually 6 ounces cooked, which comes out to 8 ounces raw. And I just don't feel like it's enough. I feel like I should be eating more. I mean, don't get me wrong, when I'm chewing it, I'm like, ugh, it's enough. I don't want to chew any more of this crap. But like I said earlier, whenever I was younger, I ate a lot of meat, a lot of chicken. I went to town on that. Like there was no holding back. Like I would just get a crazy amount of protein. And honestly, at the time, I didn't even realize how much protein I was actually getting. I didn't care though, because like it's like, oh, protein makes me bigger. And I posted the pictures of what I looked like whenever I was younger in my 20s, whenever I ate like that. Just for fun, I'll post them again. This is what I looked like whenever I was 20, and I was getting that much protein, like I said earlier in the video. It was a lot of protein, but that's basically all I ate. And it worked. Oh, it's expensive carbohydrate, and you can get more out of carbs, and you won't have to be so miserable and eat so much protein. It's like, yeah, I agree to an extent, but now I'm at a point where it's like, when I'm done with this cut, I am going to get my protein up to 500 grams a day. I will do that. And then I'm going to get my carbs up equally as much, but I'm going to start off bringing them up slowly and slowly bring them up, because I don't want to put on fat. I want to make sure that I'm putting on quality size. And like I said, training the way I'm training is kind of what I did back then. And then once I figured out about carbohydrates when I was younger, because all I knew about was protein. And once I figured out about carbohydrates, I started adding those in, I started putting on size. So I started filling out and getting bigger, you know, still eating a massive amount of protein. It is incredibly difficult to overeat protein if you're actually eating meat. But I'm going to structure it a lot differently than what I did whenever I was younger. It's going to be a lot less brutal as what I did. I'm just looking forward to bulking. I don't know if you guys can tell that, but I talk about it almost every day. I'm just really looking forward to getting on a bulk, because I'm just so tired of cutting. I've been focusing on weight loss and abs for pretty like a little bit over a year, over putting on size and muscle mass, and I'm ready to start focusing on putting on some mass again. And I'm probably not going to hit my goal, and I'm probably not going to have abs this go around. And it's just one of those things, like it's just something I'm going to have to swallow and be like, that is what it is. Because ultimately, if I can go on a 3 to 6 month bulk when I'm done with this cut, and I can keep my fat gain to a very, very, very small minimum and put on some quality muscle, whenever it comes time to cut again, I'm going to be able to cut that much harder and look that much bigger and get that much leaner, because I'll have more muscle and way less fat the next time around. It's all done in waves. It's all done in cycles. And that's how I'm looking at this. Like I've taken this cut from May to the end of July, and then I'm going to figure out how long I want to do my bulk. And then I'm going to figure out when I want to start my next cut. But I know it's going to be at least 2 months of a bulk, at least 2 months, minimum of 2 months, because I got to give myself a break from being so calorie restricted. Eating 2,600 calories a day, body's going to get used to that, and it's going to plateau, and it's going to level out, and it's going to get to the point where you're not going to be really seeing results anymore because of that. Your body's pretty much just going to be like, and we're done. Like that's it. We're not going to lose any more weight. We're not going to progress any further. We've plateaued hard, and it's going to be hard to make any forward progress. So by taking like 3 months, 2 to 3 months, more than likely 3 to 4 months, to be able to build my metabolism back up, get up to 4,000 calories a day, 4,500 calories a day slowly, and try not to put on any body fat or minimum body fat, I'll have a lot more calories I can come down from for a longer period of time, so I can run a 12 to 16 week cut and then drop even more fat that time. So it's just going to be in waves. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end the video right here, guys. I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.